Hello everybody. So today we are gonna look at how to create the fake access point and do man in a middle attack. So let's begin. For that you need to have our Wi-Fi adapter. So I'm using the TP-Link. So if your Wi-Fi adapter doesn't support the monitor mode, then you can use driver from aircrack ng, and you just got to click here, and its installation is very simple. So without further ado, so let's begin. You need to plug in the Wi-Fi adapter. If you do so, it will show you the device name as this default. Our objective is to change that. At first I'm just gonna change the name. First of all, we need to do is let the device down. So we just type our password, then our device is down. So now we can change the name in WLAN 1. So let me just paste it over here. And so after that, what we can do is set that device WLAN into monitor mode. So we can check it like this. So let's paste it. Then let's make that device running. So if we do ipconfig WLAN 1, okay, it's not showing. That means we haven't assigned the IP address as well as gateway. So we have this device. So next what we want to do is let's clear this out. Then let's install the package. So you can do sudo apt host apt DNS masquerade apache 2 as well as aircrack ng. So you need to install this tools. After doing that, if we just do try to run that monitor mode, so that means it's running on. So we are just checking if WLAN 1 is set at monitor mode or not. So after doing that, we need to configure the IP address. So I can just do like this, right? So for that we are using, so first of all we need to do is to set our interface down. So now we have done that. We want to give a default gateway as well as the netmarks. So this would be the command. So let me just paste it over here, and after doing so we need to add a route. So it's gonna be this, and default gateway is this. So let me just paste it over here, and let's make this device up and running. So we can do if config WLAN 1. Okay, my spelling isn't correct. Let's do enter, and now it shows the IP address as this, and netmarks is this, and broadcast ID. So we have customized it, so you can use whatever range you want on this IP address, right? So after doing so, what we can do is to configure the DNS masquerade. So for that, so let me just show you my setting for that. So if I just clear this out and DNS masquerade 2. So basically DNS masquerade config file is located on the etc folder. So don't use the DNS masquerade that config if you are creating another folder. So if you are trying to customize it, try to use a different name and use this configuration. So basically what I'm trying to do is to create the DHCP range. First of all, we need to name the interface. So we are using WLAN 1. After that, 192.168.0.1 is used for gateway. Other this 192.168.0.2 So with this IP range, our device will get the IP address if they connect to this network called WLAN 1. So after that, what we want to do is to create the route and default gateway. That would be our this file, this IP address, and that would be 192.168.0.1. And next is we need to provide internet. So we are using the Google address and we are listening at the local address. After creating that file, right, let me just clear it out. So you need to create another file called this host apt. So I can just do cat and let's paste this out. So after creating the host apt file, so what you want to include is a driver. At first I have described it, you need to download the driver. So this is the driver name, so it's gonna use. So this is gonna be the interface, right? So this is gonna be the name for it, so you can use whatever you want, right? After that, this is the default. So this is gonna be the channel, so you can search it using aircrack ng. So it should match with your current network. So I'm using WLAN 1, so my default is channel, it's working on 11. So I have written it 11. After that, let's clear this out. Then what we want to do is to see if we have anything running on port 53. So right now in my device there is nothing running on. So if you find yourself an error, right, so how I fixed is, so my bind was working, so it was running on so my device. So I was getting an error like this, right? So if you check, if you get an error, so you can do simply sudo service DNS masquerade status. So right now it's not working because I have so failed to create listening socket for port 53 address already in use. So that means my device was showing like this. So if I just show you at 2, if I just go over 1, so you would see like this. So when you try to kill this process also, it binds another process ID. So in order to solve this, what I basically did was, so I went to etc bind file, right? So in there I have edited this file name.config file. So I have inserted the etc binder keys, and after that I have created the over here the cat name.config.option. On this file also I have edited this, added one file, so manage key directory, so etc bind. After creating that, right, after that you will create the empty file called manage key bind. So if I just show you like this, it's it got nothing. So it will solve the error. If you find any error, right, you can revert that process. You just got to remove this, and as well as you go up and try to remove this file, and as well as remove this line. So where is that another, so etc bind keys, so that would be helpful. So if your problem still persists, so you can just do this, follow this command, right? So if I go to my another folder, let's paste it over here. It should stop the error. So already port has been used. So after creating that, right, so we need to create the firewall. So basically we are using WLAN1 as the fake access point. So we are creating the access point from there. After that, we are getting an internet from WLAN 0. So that's our Wi-Fi. So if I just go down over here, and next is to port forward this. So let's copy this and let's paste it over here. So port forward has been completed. So now we need to start the host apt file. So we can just do sudo host apt, then we have host apt2. So that's our config file. So let's do enter, let's go up, and next is to use DNS masquerade, let's see config dash d. So let's do enter. So we can just do 2 over here. Let's do enter. Now it's working. I'm using my phone. So my phone has been connected. So now you can see the traffic that has been generated. Thank you guys.